Good. Welcome to, I don't even know, episode 45, 46, 47, 48, whatever it is. It's not.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Oh, how many? It's
don't
been.
know.
We haven't recorded one this
I can't
year.
even check. The other phone's over there.
That's
you want
fine.
to unplug that and hand that to me there?
well,
sir?
actually.
Thank you. It should be alive by now. It's my Android.
You got both going.
Well, this is the one that I had before the Pixel, and it was already paid off.
Oh.
So I just keep it, and I get to still use. Like, it's actually really convenient because it's a Samsung, and it's a Samsung TV, and because of that, it casts really well.
Oh, nice.
I can cast the screen just by going into the settings, go cast view, and then it determines whether it needs to use the phone screen to cast it or VLC. Like, you know VLC?
Oh, yeah.
So I'll watch Invincible or something, and it's full 4K by casting.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You can do 4K casting?
Yes, because
Ooh.
it's not casting over anything but the Wi-Fi. It's like, it's already, I don't know how to explain it, but
Yeah.
it essentially doesn't have any latency of any kind because of the way that it's designed. It's really cool.
Basically like Apple and their product.
It's exactly right.
Yeah.
So when you do your AirDrop shit, it's the same thing as this. It's
AirDrop's so
instantaneous.
blessed.
So good.
Yeah. See, and
I
I
had
was
to turn
ju-
mine off, though, because you go to the airport. You're
Oh yeah.
really.
getting sent to random dick, maybe.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So some people just.
I
fucking
just
around.
can't, you can just set up the contacts. You know. That,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Fucking guys. You weirdos.
Yeah, but I want
Just-
the random.
I kind of do too. I don't
You
want
wanna
to say I
see
do,
what
but I
people
do.
are
Yeah, why not?
signing
Why
up.
not?
I remember
I mean-
going on like Greyhound buses for like tournaments. So you have 30 teenagers.
Yeah, they're doing some shit.
It's hilarious.
They're doing some shit, boys.
Like, oh my god, you had to turn it off, otherwise your phone just didn't work.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, that's what I actually wanted to check. I wanted to see
What episode we're
yeah,
supposed to be
like, and you know, it doesn't.
We're on
matter
the
at
one
this
with
point.
Hammer.
This is true. This is
Do we
true.
do an introduction?
So yeah, fucking fire away. I'm gonna pull this
So
up here.
this is our buddy Hammer.
Hammer, Jake Amendola.
No, oh, I didn't want to give his actual name. It was just Hammer.
Okay, you know what?
I
That'd have
wanted
been,
him to
I
be
can mute
Hammer.
it. I'll fix it later.
This is Hammer.
This is
Hammer.
Hammer.
Who are you?
I am a huge nerd.
I
love
like
it.
that.
I
That
love
fits
it.
in.
It
love,
fits in well.
Love comics. I love the superhero nerd shit. So.
Love it, dude.
We met him at the gym. So
Yes.
that doesn't go with the nerd vibe, but like
I actually met Simon at the gym probably like 10 years ago.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Like at the Y, right?
At the Y.
Yeah.
We would talk nerd stuff all the time.
I
and then,
remember.
Amazing.
Yep.
And then I saw you at the gear garage. I was like, I know this guy.
Isn't that fucking hilarious?
That's hilarious.
That's so long
Yeah.
ago, dude. We're actually on
actually, speaking of fucking how you know Simon from
episode
ages ago.
45.
Is it nice? That's a good number.
It's not bad.
My girlfriend Emma, she was like, somehow everybody knows Simon. She's like, no matter where you go, someone knows who Simon is. She's like, I don't even understand it.
I personally, I don't either. And now imagine
Oh,
that.
no, oh, to add to it, because then she's like, and everyone that knows him, like, knows like a lot about him. Like,
Not just a few things. Yeah.
like it's like know him like a good buddy. She's like, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It freaks. You think it freaks her out? Be a part of it, because there are people that I have no idea who they are, and I don't know if it's like because of my mom being a teacher. She was a teacher for, I don't know, since she was 22, and she's 50 something now. She retired last year.
Knows
So,
the whole stew.
Imagine how many children are now 30-year-olds that have been like, yeah, half of the guys that go to the gym, I know them because they were taught by my mom at some point, like the middle-aged kind of guys.
Yeah.
Like they know her too because of their kids or something. There's a big spread of people. Now imagine going to college in the Sioux, dude. I couldn't have a conversation with someone. I'd walk down the hall and my time was spent saying hi to everybody. Every single person I'd pass. I remember bringing my best friend of the time who was coming in to visit from Toronto because he went to school in, what's the party one? Not Windsor. What's the, there's Windsor University, but what's the other one?
Waterloo?
No.
Like, what do you mean?
Western?
Nah, not Western.
Guelph?
I'm just being dumb.
I'm like, I don't know.
Anyways.
Aren't they all party ones?
No. This one was known for like, you choose this one just because it's better at parties than anything else. I forget the fucking name of the school,
Western.
dude.
It's not Western.
It was the competitor to Western in terms of partying.
Oh, because
Yeah.
Western's is
Fanshawe?
Thank you.
So, like, in London still,
Yes.
it was Western and Fanshawe.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Fanshawe was
I don't think it's known as partying as much.
was
well,
obscene.
Not. I'm saying now.
I think it's just,
Maybe not now, but 10 years ago, it was fucked. Like, I would hear Windsor stories and be like, that's not that impressive. Like, my buddy would come over and tell me some stories, and I'm like, what are you doing on the weekends? He would never be asleep. He never slept. He that's where he developed some. Yeah. Anyways, long story short, he came to visit me, and we're in the school for whatever reason, and we're just walking around. I wasn't even talking to him. I was just walking through. Hey man, how's it going? Okay, hi. Oh, hey, how's it going? Teachers saying hi and shit, and I'm like. He's like, do you know everybody? I'm like, they know me, man. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm popular, but it just seems like because I'm so easygoing and whatever else, I just get along, right? I'm never like.
You just get around. You're just a slut.
I don't. That's a social slut. Yeah, a little social slut. That's all it is, I guess.
I remember specifically going to Western for like a party.
Yeah.
For, like their Hoko, was it?
Yeah.
Their homecoming.
Oh yeah.
And like our whole like every person in Sault Ste. Marie was in one backyard that went there. And we basically took over that backyard.
Love it.
And then there's people in other like there's like big fences put up between these yards, and we were like beefing other whole parties.
Oh, I love it.
One of the guys in the Sioux jumped up on the roof, pulled down his pants, and just spread his ass cheeks.
That's awesome.
At the
Would it have been even better if he like dropped the load? If he had like a log ready to go,
No, like if he had like just explosive,
just
slippery,
shot out some beer shit. Yeah,
just like a scatter
yes,
shot hit the whole party.
Oh my god,
my.
would have honestly probably would have been arrested after that.
No, not there.
Oh, I don't know,
No,
man.
not that. You just run into a crowd.
That or
you're gone.
he would have died.
Yeah, no. Pull your pants up, run into a crowd, no one will ever find you.
I guess
no, you're
unless
good.
everyone's like everyone. I don't
No,
know,
but
man.
no.
As
The
long
thing
as you're
is,
wearing
I gotta look for
purple?
this guy.
no.
I guess yeah, you're right.
No, the
Everyone's
thing
wearing
is,
the same shit.
like the street's full.
Yeah, you're right.
Like-
You're right. I've seen. I know. I've seen it.
No,
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I actually remember we had a party here that got into the papers. It was nuts. It was our grade 12 grad. It was our prom party. So we had prom, and then after that, we went to my friend Joey's beach. That his grandfather was just like, do whatever you want, fucking just leave it how you fucking. Yeah, that was not gonna happen.
Leave it how you found it. Yeah, we found it with all these empties.
All the schools showed up. All the schools. So like St. Mary's showed up. Our school, the Dunn, showed up. Fucking Cora showed up. There was 500 kids on a beach. There was 3 fucking fires the size of me. Like, it was nuts. I remember this so fucking clearly, and the only access was a sandy hill. And I'm talking like it was only 20 or 30 feet high, but it was like that. So to get in or out, that was the only way. So at about 2 a.m, the cops were called. There's cops, ambulances everywhere. They couldn't get in. They didn't do anything. They basically, I heard rumors. I don't know. I was wasted and in the middle of this shit show of a party. They were like, yeah, the cops decided not to do anything. It's too out of control. I was like, that's
When
really
the cops
wild.
give
I was
up.
like, that's fucking nuts.
I mean, that's kind of like
We don't get
Hoko.
paid enough for this.
So then I found my buddy passed out, fucking because I watched him do it. He's such a dumbass. I forget his name, but he drank an entire 40 of Jack in like, I promise you, under 60 seconds. Actually, under 60 seconds. It was the first time I had it. Yes, first time I had ever seen this in my life. First time I'd ever seen this in my life, and I was like 18, and I was like, holy shit, because he just like did one of those, right? Opened it up and just I watched it go, and I was like, holy shit, dude! I was like, oh,
You're gonna die.
Oh my god! And
Goodbye.
like 20 minutes later, he's like, like on the ground. So I put him in recovery, and I just kind of sat there drinking my shit, watching the chaos unfold, and then I walk away, go hang out with my buddy Joey, the guy who owns the beach, comes and grabs me and goes, grab this with me. Fucked out of his more than me, and I was fucked. He was gone. Like, he wasn't even in his body anymore. He gets me to grab this. It's pitch black out. It's 2-3 in the morning. The only thing we could see was fire. And we grab one end of one thing. I grab one end. He grabs the other end. I pick it up, and I'm like, this is weird. And we start running, and as I get closer to the fire, I look. It's the speaker for the sound system that we were listening music on. We had ripped it right out of the system. Because he was like, grab this. And I was like, yes, sir. So I grabbed it, and he's like, toss it in. And as it's in the air, I was like, why? And it just right in the fire.
Why?
Ignited fucking even. I look at him, and he's like, yeah. And I was like, that was yours. I was like, that's your cut. I was like, your cousin's actually going to sodomize you in the morning. I was like, he's going to end your life. And he was like, oh, grab the other one. I literally pushed him away. I was like, don't. Go somewhere else. It's like, we got one speaker now. I was like, it's going to be weird when it's quiet. Everyone's going to fight. And it was already starting to look like that. There was already some heat going on. There was a couple, like, skirmish because all the schools, all the
And
schools,
it would end up just being that'd be a sick brawl.
right? Where no cops involved. They're just letting
There'd
us
be bodies in the lake.
So this chick calls fucking ambulance again because she found my buddy that was like in recovery.
He's fine.
So then she's freaking the fuck out on the phone and shit, and like they actually like decided to like force us to come and get him. So we had to grab him. He starts pissing on my shoe because he's out cold. I have a leg, and we're climbing up this hill like this, right? And I'm climbing with one arm like this up the sand hill because it was stupid.
Being out of your tree doing this.
Yeah, no, this is why I'm telling you. And he's pissing on my leg because he's wasted, and he's face down carried up because the other guys had his arms, and like we didn't know flipping him the other way would have been better. But
no, it was probably better to have him face down.
Yeah,
so he didn't fucking choke
puke
on his own
it.
vomit.
You're right. That might have been why we did that. So either way, he started pissing on my leg. I could not believe this was happening. We get him up there. The paramedics are like, "You guys are fucking wild," and I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing right now."
Yeah.
And then I vanished into the night again.
And all underage drinking too.
Oh yeah. And then after that, all I remember was continuing the party. I blacked out at some point, and then I tried to go to sleep. So I crawled into a sleeping bag. I swear it was 5 minutes. And then all I heard was, "Hey, where's Simon?" And I just went, "What?" And then they were like, "Oh, shit." And we just kept going.
You're like, yeah, good nap.
It was like 7 in the morning. We're starting to rip bongs and stuff. And I was like, what is going on? I'm dead. So we go up to my buddy's car. His car got broken into. His iPod stolen. 2 windows are shattered. We're driving down the highway on glass, like just flying down the highway, freezing because we're all obviously completely fucked. And we're just like, oh my God. And he's like just pissed because his car got broken into. We hit at McDonald's, fucking just eating
With broken
sloppy.
windows.
Oh yeah, broken windows and everything. And the people in the drive-thru were like, what the fuck is going on?
Well,
Like,
this is before we had the crack epidemic.
dude,
here,
yeah, exactly.
So
Because they were just like, holy shit,
They've
what
never
happened?
seen anything so crazy
No.
in their lives.
now
They
that's
were
just
like,
a
Now you
normal.
just see
happened to
people
you?
slumped over on Queen and Gore.
Yeah.
Just fucking
Yeah, yeah.
And you're
Just
like,
dead. And
you're
they're
like, hey, Carl.
oh, Jesus. Yeah. Yo, he was supposed to be in jail. He was supposed to be in jail for 60 days, and they released him on bail the next day.
I was gonna say I saw him at Timmy's not too long ago.
I seen him. I seen him at Timmy's right by here.
yeah,
Like,
you don't know. I'm always at this one because I work
Yeah.
at. Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got arrested like a week ago, and then like, I fucking
drunk and
um,
disorderly.
No, I think he was. I think something like disturbing the peace. He was threatening someone or something like that. Either way.
When he doesn't.
Oh,
have,
he might have been doing drugs and Tim's or something.
Oh,
Right?
checks
Like,
out.
Yeah. So then he got arrested, and then
So
bailed
it was
the
a
next
Tuesday.
day.
I saw I was going to Ernie's last week, and I literally saw. There's a bundle in one of those there's like the little in the Queen Street like the storefront areas. They have like the little roof before the entrance. There's at least 20 people just smoking out of one piece of tinfoil. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's fucked up. I used to have
Not even a crack pipe.
I used to have a
Tinfoil.
friend. Yeah, they would do just tinfoil. Like, I mean, not friend. I guess he's not a friend, but yeah, I call him a friend, I guess. But yeah,
An
no,
acquaintance.
right out of tinfoil. You know.
Nice.
And if we backtrack to breaking into cars and stuff, man, it just got shot into my head. I remember specifically leaving my buddy's house and my door was wide open. I'm like, fuck, I forgot to lock it. And someone went through. I knew I had nothing in there. Everything was everywhere. And I plugged in my phone because I was like, fuck, I'm just going to go home.
Yeah.
Plugged in my phone to listen to music. My music wasn't playing. The only thing they did was just rip my aux cord in half. It was like, it was the worst drive home I've ever had in my life.
You're like, what the fuck is this?
You're like,
dude?
why?
Why?
Like, just because you didn't find
Yeah,
$2.
yeah. You got mad. You
Yeah.
got mad that you couldn't
He
find
actually
change
raged
or-
out in my car. Bro.
Yeah.
I wanted
Oh, yeah.
to
Oh,
see-
yeah.
If I had like a Tesla cam in there, fuck it.
oh, him just like.
That's what actually I do have a camera in my car. So if I actually I got a triple cam.
Nice.
It's for one out, one in, and one at the back.
Do you have like a door cam? No,
No,
like watching the doors.
no,
that's too advanced.
I know. That's like.
That's extra.
That's just.
I mean,
Tesla
you
shit.
you could do it, but like you'd have to mount it on your
It
mirror
would look
or
so
something.
fucked.
And also they would see it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
They could just probably
They just
break it
rip it
off,
off.
right? Yeah, yeah. I know there's Tesla cams. That's about the only thing that's cool, in my opinion.
Well,
About
and
that.
they are like the safest car of all time.
Yeah, I don't agree, but that's okay.
Except
Really?
for the fucking Cybertruck.
Dude,
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
go roll yourself in a fucking Volvo and tell me that's not the
Yeah,
safest car.
yeah.
Did you see, like, I don't know.
They have
how-
like the lowest insurance too. There's like
Yep.
no accidents.
Yep.
I don't know how true this is. That guy with his whole family, he like went to take out his whole family with him off a cliff.
Yeah, and it was in a
Everyone
Volvo.
survived in a Tesla.
Oh,
300 foot.
that's crazy.
Everyone survived. The worst injury was a broken arm.
That's wild.
I
I
wonder which one was it. The SUV.
I
There's-
think it was Model Y.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
the
that makes
SUV.
sense. I think
The
the,
big
the Y and
beefier.
X are the
Like they got
beefier.
10 out of 10 on safety ratings.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
I'm just saying though, like I've heard stories of like Volvos guys rolling them, like
Oh, yeah.
like old V70s and stuff, and rolling them and then driving them home with like barely a broken window, and
The-
like, oops,
well,
we go home now.
like
It's
those
safe as fuck.
if you go back to like old school cars, they weren't safe to drive, but the
No.
car would never get damaged.
Exactly.
There was just
They were built
no
like
crumple
tanks.
zone.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you could drive through a building. You're going to be concussed in a broken arm,
Yeah.
but your car's going to be fine.
Totally
Oh yeah,
fine.
you'll drive that.
Totally fine.
You'll drive that shit out to the hospital.
That's why back in the day, those videos of like things break, those big cars breaking through bricks and stuff, it wasn't really that far fetched.
How about those old Fords you had, like the Ford truck?
Like the Ranger,
Yeah,
that was
those were
built
like
like a brick
beasts.
too.
Yeah, those were beasts
It
back
was.
in the day.
Well, back when things were made of like actual steel,
The whole
without
thing was
crumple zones.
what sucked about that truck. The whole front end was steel and it didn't have 4x4.
Yeah,
The back end was all fiberglass.
4x4 is a must.
Yeah,
though.
it was all
Yeah.
fiberglass. Like even if it was a steel bed, because it was edge, right? So it's like their sport model. So it was not designed with the idea that you'd ever drive it in the winter.
Yeah.
So if it was the regular type of extended cab, it would have had a steel bed, and any weight you would have put in there would have actually made a difference.
Yeah.
But because I just kept throwing weight in there, it just would wear out the shocks.
Was it squirrely?
No, it just didn't go anywhere.
Oh really?
Yeah, it just didn't.
You just
go.
couldn't.
Yeah, it
Just get
didn't-
it forward.
I want to backtrack to the Cybertruck. I seen a video. A guy was doing tests on one. So you know how it's aluminum, like solid frame.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
it's just machined aluminum.
Yeah, but like so the whole thing. It actually like wears down with like every pothole you hit actually damages the structural integrity.
Just because of the way the lines are hitting.
Well, because it's one solid, like just the
Yeah.
because the whole bottom is like one solid piece of
So-
aluminum.
There are issues with that, right? Because
That's what I was gonna get to. Is so he did a test with an excavator and it like to see how much it takes, and like if you have too much weight, the back half of the truck will just snap off, and then he grabbed like it.
I saw that with the trailer hitch thing.
oh,
Yeah.
with
That-
Whistling Diesel.
Where they just rip right off or whatever.
Yeah, if it's too much weight. And he grabbed, it was like an old 2007 from like a junkyard, like Ford or Chevy or whatever it was.
Yep.
Doesn't matter the
they'll
brand.
fold.
He did the same test. The excavator couldn't push down far enough. It bent the shit out of the trailer hitch, but the
Oh.
Tesla it'll like break off
Oh,
clean.
so it's not
That's
like
when-
attached to the frame.
That's no.
no, the
because-
frame
Okay.
Breaks
snapped
off?
off.
So the reason here's the thing. It's all in metallurgy. That's why.
Yeah.
So the
It's
way
brittle.
that Tesla did it, if you're machining a big piece, it doesn't mean it's the strongest piece. Like you have to forge pieces to make them strong to some degree, right? This is not forged.
Yeah.
They're just taking a big chunk of aluminum, cutting it away to make it the right shape. That's not structurally rigid by any.
And depending on like the metallurgy, like so a normal truck, like it'll like bend.
yeah.
A Tesla, it just snaps.
Snaps.
Oh,
That's
really?
what I meant by fold.
So
Yeah.
it's like 0 to 100. It's either you're
Yeah.
alive or you're dead.
Which is not the way you want. You
But-
want a failure
but-
point.
Yeah.
But the thing is like it would but it wears down like as you're using it. So like eventually like there were some where
will.
they're like 2 years old or whenever the Tesla came out.
Yeah, it's only the truck.
Yeah.
It's only barely 2 years.
Yeah, so they were like, there's been like quite a few instances now of them being a few years old, where like if you use them as a truck, eventually like the back half like you'll be towing and it'll just snap off, because it's a more brittle steel.
Go find
That's
me
why
an
you don't
O2
buy-
fucking GMC that can do that.
You can get any old truck.
Doesn't matter
I think
what
that's
it
why
is.
you never buy the first iteration of anything
Not really.
vehicular.
Well, even look at my car. Like I bought the 23 instead of the 20. The 22 is the first year of that model.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna buy the first one. You know what I mean? Even the latest one has more tech, and I don't want that. So I got the right one, but I wasn't gonna jump on the boat first day.
No,
You know what I mean?
especially because it was new engine, right?
A new engine, like it's an old engine, not as an old, but it was like from 2020. That was from the Ascent, so the SUV.
Okay,
and they
yeah.
just repurposed it, which is good because we have information on it. But a different tune is a different tune.
Yeah.
Right. So I also just like it's a new thing. Nobody really understood it because we just for people to know it's a WRX. For 20 years, it was the EJ something or other, which is their engine model code, and it was always fucking one or two of them always had cylinder 4 issues or whatever, overheating from the turbo, blah, blah, blah. And then if you did any kind of tuning, you'd blow it up because it just can't cool itself fast enough, or oil, whatever, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
This new engine doesn't have those problems, so I've waited a good year, 2 years. Actually really 2 years because I bought it at the end of 23. So I waited a whole model year and then the new model year and then waited for even the newest model year to come out before I even bought one. And I was like, okay, people are saying this thing's robust. And it is. They say they're 276 horsepower and people are getting them tuned. But before you tune, usually you dyno them stock and their stock dynos are like 300 horsepower to the wheels.
That's like the old
90s
What does the tune
fucking
have?
when the
gentleman's agreement.
Yeah, the gentleman's agreement, and it was with
only 271 horsepower no matter what.
Yeah, because that was when all the emission shit happened.
So-
and was that with Japanese?
It is because Japan's government was about to step in and be like, you're not allowed to build cool cars anymore. Fuck you. This is how emissions work. We don't also, not just the emissions, they had a problem with speeders.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
a
no,
problem.
Well, that Japan, like if you hit a certain, wasn't that like a real thing?
It's in Tokyo
It's
Drift.
in Tokyo Drift.
Yes.
I
It
is a
searched
real
up
thing.
after.
yeah, it was true. And back then in the 90s-ish, that was
they
the
didn't have
truth.
cars
If you're
that could
going
catch
180 miles an hour, the cop won't even
They were like,
turn
we're
on the
not
lights.
going to look at you.
They do that in the States too.
Really?
Which is true, but then in the States, though, they'll just get you by radio.
Well, same as
you're going to get the fine.
Well,
no,
Yeah.
like I know in a lot of countries or not countries, states, bikes have a no chase.
Yeah.
If it's 1,000 cc, you don't chase it.
Unless you're the Georgia State Police Department.
There's certain ones.
Unless you're
But-
in Dubai.
You ever follow the
The
Georgia State
Lambo.
Police Department on fucking Instagram?
No, I don't.
Those guys just like killing people.
They live for the no. And
Their
no,
first
I've seen
option is pit maneuver.
No, that and they get out and they're like laughing it off and they're having a good time.
Dude,
Like, they were like fired up to get into
they-
a police chase.
They hunted. Oh yeah, they're like, oh, let's go. Yeah, these guys. There was a motorcycle, and there was 4 cops on him, and he refused to pull over, and then they boxed him in, and he still refused to pull over. One guy was like, fuck it. Boom, wrecks him. Guy flies over the hood of the car. He was like, fuck him, cuff him. Yep, doesn't give a shit. I was like, these guys don't go fuck around in Georgia. Do not fuck around in
Okay,
Georgia.
most states have a no chase on 1,000 cc.
That's why
because,
I brought up Georgia, though.
Because the thing is in like what is it? What's that Bugatti?
Yeah.
First gear's 220 kilometers an
Yeah.
hour.
What?
Yeah.
In first.
If you're pushing it, it'll wind out to in first. It's just like any like most 1,000 cc bikes. First
You
gear
get,
is
like-
200 clicks.
Yeah.
My buddy had a 750 and first gear was 170.
All right.
He
But-
just
so-
went down
so
the
just,
highway.
Just think what like fifth is or sixth.
Yeah, you can do
Death.
400 kilometers an hour.
Instant death.
I've watched those
Instant.
videos of guys.
I've seen 300-400 clicks.
yeah, easily. And then
Well, no, they-
straight lines on highways are no longer straight.
You ever get the video?
They're curved.
Well, and also you need a really good highway because that high speed jitter.
Dude, one little pothole, you're fucking.
You're eating pavement.
You're literally
Well,
airborne. You're flying.
No, but
You're dead.
but you also got to think potholes. You're just like breezing over.
The puddles, yeah, but if it's like at all
If it's
bumpy,
got-
But if it's
something-
bumpy, if there's bumps, potholes are fine. Bumps.
something in the road will get
Yeah.
you.
like
Yeah.
an
But
irregularity in the road.
The
A
thing is though,
defect
is
or
if
a
there's
fucking-
a dead animal,
Oh yeah.
by time you see it, you're already at it.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
those guys
So,
are.
yeah, you ever see those pictures of the guy standing still recording a bike going past you?
And you don't
it's
see it?
literally like, yeah,
It's
like,
barely a frame. It's not even a frame.
Yeah.
Sometimes, depending on the camera setup, you won't see him.
No.
Yeah.
You'll just hear him.
The
You won't
frames
see him at
just
all. Yep.
can't
Well,
catch
And you're like,
up.
holy fucking shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like he could be skipping between frame. There he is, frame. And
Gone.
he's just not
Yeah.
there in the picture.
Actually, last night at work, I was on fucking just scrolling on TikTok because I was bored, as one does. I seen this one, and it was like it was an edit where it was like a cop. It's like something about like chasing like bikes or whatnot. Like, don't be a bike in my state or whatnot. And then it was a guy that like notorious for like running,
Oh.
and on his helmet it's like pigs lost, and every time he gets in a police chase, he has a mark, and he's got like 8 marks, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, bud," and then it's him like flying down the highway.
That's so balls.
There are so many guys
I
on
know.
TikTok.
They just don't run plates.
And you see the
You,
ones
you don't
too-
run plates, you don't have insurance, and they just don't care.
Yep.
No, because there's ones too. Like the cops will pull them over, know that was the bike they were just chasing, but they can't prove it there and then that they were chasing, and all the biker has to say is, "No, that wasn't me."
That wasn't me.
Yeah.
And it's
then-
over.
And then
They walk away.
yeah, and the cop was just laughing to himself. And
Yeah,
he
he's
said
like-
no, and they both shook hands.
At the end of the-
He's like-
they shook hands.
At the end of the day, dude, unfortunately, that cop kind of understands he's just playing with his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the cop isn't. That guy is, right? Like, I know those lane splitters, those guys don't live long. They don't
Yeah.
live long, man. That's just how it is.
Or
and-
they live way too long.
Have you,
yeah,
way
you're right,
longer
you're-
than anyone
It's one
ever
in between,
expected.
right? It's
Yeah.
no other.
same as there's another guy with there's one guy with an SVJ I know that runs from cops a lot online, and
There's
there
that
was
Corvette guy too, right?
that's what I was gonna get to next. But the SVJ guy, there's a video. He gets pulled over. The cop goes, opens his door, closes it, gone. And like by the time the cop gets in, he's like
They're
gone.
In
Don't
a
even
different
see it,
fucking
yeah.
state.
Like-
He's not
like,
there anymore.
Gone.
Like it's wild.
And then I think they ran his plates, and it's like fake plates. or
yeah, of
something.
course, of course.
And then yes,
Well, they have
the
those
imagine
things-
having the balls.
They have James Bond tech now with the
Oh yeah,
fucking swapping out.
Yeah,
flip
yeah,
plates.
yeah,
I
and
love that.
They have darkening plates.
that's
all sorts.
there's
of shit.
a guy on Corvette or not a guy on TikTok. He drives a black C7 like
Yes.
20 like
He
the
uses those plates.
not
yeah.
the newest model before. Yeah.
yeah is it the C7?
Yeah, C7 or C6 actually. It might be a
It might-
C6.
There's a
It's
few
not
of
the
them.
C8. It's not the.
It's
C8.
not the C8. No, it is the. But he's got it's all blacked out, like blacked out tint, and he has where it swaps.
Yeah.
And he also has
Doesn't hit one of his plates say "I run"?
yes.
Yeah.
And then he has like a kill button, so at night he can turn off all his lights.
Every light.
So
Oh, he's gone.
no, there's
Like a ninja.
no, they're doing a police chase. There's a video. He's doing a.
I've seen this
They're doing a police chase at like night down a highway, and they turn on sirens, start going. He steps on it, hits it. It goes like they have the spotlight on him. He turns it off. You can't see the car anymore.
It's gone.
And the cops are just like,
Fuck. You can hear him, but that's it.
you can hear him, and then it just gets quieter and
Yeah,
quieter.
yeah.
and
Because
quieter.
he's gone.
Because you can't see him.
But that's where I've seen povs like from the inside of the car.
It's sketch.
Oh yeah, he doesn't see either.
No, but they love it.
Oh, they're hard as shit.
Dude, they, like right when they see that siren behind them,
They have a
I
few pairs
hear
of
it in their
pants.
voice in
They're like-
some of those clips, dude.
No,
I
it's
don't know.
the
what-
rocks are getting off for sure.
Yeah, but like, you gotta
There's
have-
something that's loose in your head. That's like yeah.
That's like adrenaline junkie to a whole
That's like,
nother
you know,
But
extreme.
it's like it's not even adrenaline junkie. It's like doing the wrong thing junkie.
Yeah,
it's
where-
like purposefully.
You know.
pissing-
It's almost like a power trip where
I'm
it's
gonna
like
make-
you can't get.
I'm gonna make this really weird. So you know how foot fetishes, you can't help it because it's like the wiring in the brain.
Yeah.
Same idea. I feel those guys, they fucking can't but do it. They have to do it. They have to be on the bleeding edge.
Well,
They have
and
to
you
be
notice all the
running
guys
through
that do
cops.
it have like SVJs, brand new Corvettes.
Oh, they got tons of
like,
money.
There's like it's like okay, so you apply this to probably every area. Like it's like yeah, you do
what job
all the
do you
sketch
work?
something illegal.
You know, you ever heard of Max Wrist or Mad Maxi? Big bike guy. Like,
Okay.
he probably 5-10 years ago, he was like the one guy online, and he's super loaded, and nobody really knew what he was doing, and like he'd always be doing shit like that, running from the cops and doing crazy tricks and like stupid, insane shit, and it's like,
You're just running from the cops with a
yeah,
10
like how do you
kilos of
make all
coke
this
in the
money?
back.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean? Where's all the money coming from?
I mean, it would
This-
make sense.
That's it, right? It's
I mean,
like,
who's gonna catch him?
if you're
Well,
gonna be good
all-
at it.
But that's
And if he hits, like, let's say he gets into an accident going that fast, I'm pretty sure that is gonna disintegrate.
Yeah, you splat.
Like-
you splat.
and I mean it would probably check because like super illegal, super risk. Like some people just love the risk.
That's it.
It's like I'm already running from the cops. Why not have 10 kilos?
Dude,
on it?
taking the
Drop
odd
the
thing from
stakes.
Walmart gives my fucking heart fluttering, like, let alone doing all that. Like, I'm
Oh my
sorry.
God.
Well, and then when
Good
you get
Lord.
away too, like I can imagine.
I'm sure like the
The
first
ru-
time they ever got away was like the
Oh.
sudden rush of adrenaline.
Heroin
like,
the
they-
first time.
They wanted to get like they just wanted to
Chase the
high.
dragon.
Well,
Yeah.
also
Chase the
though,
dragon.
who's that guy? He was like a super famous drifter. He recently died, like last year.
Oh,
Ken
Ken
Block.
Block.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ken Block died like 23,
In a
beginning of 23.
snowmobile accident.
Yep.
Fucking
Yeah.
pisses me off.
Yep.
But he was doing crazy tricks.
He was doing crazy tricks, and like,
like-
unfortunately, he's probably happy to die.
That's the
And,
way
like,
he.
And like all those Red Bull guys.
Yeah.
Like I bet it's in a similar rush.
Can we just talk about how good the marketing team is for Red Bull?
Did you know Red Bull owns 6 soccer teams?
Yeah, they own a lot. That's how they
And the
fund
F1
everything.
team.
Yeah,
But, like,
they
they-
fund all the
like,
yeah.
I remember growing up, it was just
And
here,
The energy drink. Red Bull
this
gives you wings.
Yeah.
It was like 10 years of them just marketing hard and getting into everything
Legends.
slowly, and then
I-
they're like, oh, let's do
They,
it.
are, they run the best media pages of all time.
They do.
Anytime a new Red Bull video drops, I'm
It's
literally like just fucking
Well,
foaming at the
foaming
mouth.
And as
Yeah.
far as F1, they have like the highest budget.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
actually, what was it? Was it last year they actually got their? It was their budget was like forcibly cut. Like they had a cap.
Yeah, because they started capping them.
They started
Yeah.
capping the budget, but then they also depending you get like the amount of wind tunnel you can use.
Yes.
So okay, Red Bull has the most restrictions out of any F1 team as far as what they're allowed to do.
Yeah, because
Because they've won.
they're
Yeah,
they're great.
they've been the
yeah.
best for a long time, so they're trying to
Yeah.
kneecap them.
Which is
You want to know what they
wild how
did
that
instead of
works.
because they couldn't use a wind tunnel? They put it on a fucking train.
Oh my god. Really?
Wait, what?
They were driving they had an F1 car like strapped on a train so that they could see the aerodynamics.
I remember
'cause
also
it's not a
hearing,
wind tunnel.
I remember hearing.
I don't know if it was just if it actually did anything or if it was just a stunt because they got it, but
right because they're Red Bull.
because it's Red Bull.
But I also heard that some of the teams, if they don't get enough wind tunnel time, they'll make like a 1/16th car, and they'll make a mini wind tunnel, and they'll base it off of those numbers and like adjust them based off of like their real test cars and shit like that. So it's like similar, but it's not quite because the density
I-
so
there
they
is
use
different.
math and stuff to get the right.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I also want to know.
Which then gives them a lower edge, right? Because it's not as accurate,
Yeah.
right?
I want to know how some of the because like a lot of F1 teams are like owned by people. Like it's
Yeah.
I want to know like
Who the fuck these guys are?
what like because it's billions of dollars.
Oh, yeah,
like
no,
like
it's-
that's the most expensive hobby I've ever heard of.
It is. Like,
And also because F1 and NASCAR used to have gentleman drivers.
Man, you spin out once, how much? 100K?
Boom, no millions.
Really?
in an F1 car, it's millions.
I think
Because everything's machined to be so light.
Those
that,
engines are 1-to-1.
That's true.
and I think NASCAR it's like several $100,000.
Yeah,
NASCAR
easily.
is
Yeah,
the one,
NASCAR's
okay.
cheaper, but it's
Yeah.
still like you're.
But they also wreck cars all the time.
But,
you're
like,
still in a
NASCAR,
rich
like-
boy fucking sport.
Like, from when my dad started watching NASCAR to now, there's way too many restrictions, and no one, like, only the diehards like
Yep.
it now.
Yeah.
Is the
It's
way
true.
I see
It's
it.
the truth.
But NASCAR and
They
not as
killed
fun.
it off.
It's not as fun.
both of those sports were started by rich people that like to go fast and have fun.
Yeah.
A Jay Leno.
But it was
I don't know why I keep
it
saying
was
his name.
basically it was basically
Keeps bringing up Jay Leno.
like it was fully funded like basically like privately. Now obviously with Formula 1, you have like public companies, but there still are like gentleman drivers where it's like they have like it's some billionaire and his kid wants to fucking go in F1 and
Yeah.
Isn't there a famous actor that just placed really high in F1?
You're right.
Probably.
Fuck, what's his name? Malcolm in the Middle?
Frankie Muniz?
Is it Malcolm
Was
in
it
the Middle?
Frankie. Yeah,
Like-
Frankie Muniz,
Like
I think. Yeah.
Malcolm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
uh
Yeah, he's
Really?
in F1 now.
just cuz
He's good, too.
He's pretty good.
He did not come last.
Yeah,
That's all I
which is that's a big win
There's,
in F1.
Pretty good.
Yeah, especially for like your first time out.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it Ferrari's one of Ferrari's drivers or Mercedes? I don't know. I forget. But he finished his race in Monaco, and then immediately like he basically parked the car, left, and just went to his private yacht. And it was like a 200-foot mega yacht.
That's so crazy, man. Well, what's
Like,
his name? For Mercedes. Well, now
He's in Ferrari now.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Hamilton?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton, Sir Lewis Hamilton.
Well,
Lewis
his
Hamilton.
dad was a race car driver too, right?
yeah, that family is.
Which is
Well, he's
Isn't he
Sir.
worth like 200 mil?
No,
which is-
more.
no, way
It's
more.
Really?
Way more.
which is why he's fucking race car driver. That's why.
Okay.
Started. His dad was like, "I love racing, but I started a little
Even
late."
Verstappen, I'm pretty sure his family's.
I think it's just another loaded family. Yep.
So they're
okay,
just rich white families usually.
Usually.
yeah. No. F1
Actually, it's
is
very
basically
whitewashed in F1.
old money. Like
Incarnate.
yeah,
Yeah.
if
On display.
it's basically like the old school like monarchs now. But it's all like these like like railway magnates, iron ore, oil guys, their kids just are like, I want to be a race car driver,
Yeah.
and then it's like, yeah, you're going to be a race car driver, and I'm going to buy the team for
Or
you.
their dad's like, okay, you're 7. Okay, we're gonna start you on fucking some VR stuff now.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you into go karts. Okay, you're actually pretty good. All right, now I'm gonna fucking push
nowadays
this.
you don't really need a lot of capital to get started.
No, you
'Cause,
right.
Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could just get your sim setup, and the
Yep.
sim setup is like what,
If you got it-
98% accurate now.
I was gonna say if you got a good one, it's like 20-25 grand, and then
Yeah.
you're pretty much all the way there. Well, there's that one. Sorry, there's that one guy who's either in. Is he in F1 or he's in some sort of racing, like a very high end racing?
iRacing.
No, like real life
Oh,
racing.
real life.
He used to do like online racing.
So this
Isn't
guy,
there a movie for that now?
maybe I know there was a YouTube video where this guy won the esports champion for iRacing or
Yeah.
something, and then they took him in an actual car.
Yeah, and he
let him
actually
do like a
crushed it.
test drive around the track where he went really slow, and then the second lap, he literally set like an amateur record.
Yeah.
Like not an amateur record, but like an amateur time.
Yeah, like
that
a
competes.
solid amateur
Yeah,
time. Yeah,
Okay, like Max Verstappen, he does like the iRacing and whatnot.
yeah, dude.
Oh, they all do.
He no, but I
You
remember
see Lewis's setup? Lewis Hamilton?
Oh, it's probably
It's
nuts.
fucking crazy.
But Verstappen, he came like first in like an iRacing like enduro race or whatnot, and then went and competed in Formula One like the next day. They're like,
yes,
and they were like losing it because they were
Maybe it's
pissed at him.
because he was tired.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he
he
still
was like,
won.
oh, whatever. Did you know that he's like high half the time he's in the cockpit?
Man, do you see how he just randomly will do donuts?
Yeah, he doesn't. That guy plays when he's in there. He's playing.
He's just
the
having
game.
fun.
You-
That's how you do good.
Like
Well,
they
you gotta
were
make sure you're having
saying
fun.
they were saying there was a smell wafting from the cabin.
He
Just ripping oneies as he's doing donuts. Fucking.
Like, what do you do? How?
well, same as I like when he does his malicious compliance,
Yeah.
where they're like, you can't say this in interviews. So then in the next interview, they'll be like asking questions. It's like, I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah,
I don't want to get in trouble.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because he wants
No.
to answer his way, but he's like, I just won't answer then.
because he gets fined. He gets he's like, I'm tired of dealing with all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, it's just too much money circulating in F1 now that they literally
Well,
have to watch what they say.
and the thing
'cause
is
anything is going to cost.
Is
them money.
F1 is a gentleman's, very proper.
Yeah, yeah.
You have Sir Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah,
You have a
exactly.
guy that's knighted. Like,
Yep.
you know what I mean? It's all very old money proper. And Verstappen, I don't think is old money. I think his dad was like a tech
No, it's,
guy.
yeah. It's newer.
If I'm not mistaken, he's like a new money. So they don't like it because it's been old rich guys forever.
Yeah.
So now you have this young rich guy that's like
Full of
doing
piss
one
and
hitters,
vinegar.
doing donuts, like
Full of
being
piss
like,
and
yo,
vinegar.
fuck this fucking
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
and they don't like it, which I get it. Like, because that's more like a NASCAR thing.
But like they need more personalities in that.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Which is why Drive to Survive was so popular.
Oh yeah.
Because it brought about the visuals of like, oh, these people are actually people too.
You need to be able to connect to them, and then you'd like them way more.
Well, that's why after that, actually, F1 saw the biggest rise in viewership.
Yeah.
Was after the show aired the
F1's
first
What
season.
was it like 2020? Everyone I knew started watching F1. I was
Yeah.
like, what the
It's
fuck?
like, oh, why? Oh, I saw Drive to Survive. Oh, okay. And I'm no gatekeeper either. Like I kind of got more into F1 because of the show.
Yeah.
I won't lie.
See,
Like,
mine was Rush.
huh?
Rush, the movie
Oh, Rush was cool.
with who's Thor?
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
Hemsworth.
with him, and then the guy that like, well, that movie's crazy. The guy like literally, well, because Chris Hemsworth in it. This isn't a spoiler. The movie's like a decade old.
Yeah, don't fuck.
Um.
Well,
because
we're gonna
he-
talk about some spoilery stuff in
Oh
a
yeah.
moment.
All he wanted to do was like win, and as soon as he ended up winning, he quit F1, and then he died like super young. But whoever the other character is, because he got like in a super bad accident, because he was like, we shouldn't drive. The conditions are bad. He ended up driving anyway, because otherwise he would have forfeited points.
Right.
And he got in that accident, burnt up, blah blah blah. I think he ended up still placing like second in the season because he still had enough points. Like this guy,
dedicated.
he dominated. He was like a Verstappen or a Lewis Hamilton, like dominated. He won like 5 times or
I
something.
wonder what the F1 movie, who it's gonna cover. You guys see that with Brad Pitt coming out with the director of
Oh.
Top Gun Maverick? So it's gonna be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
so they're
I
actually
wonder.
gonna have like,
it's gonna be more like fighter pilot style, but with
I think it's
cars.
gonna be like, because the thing with like Top Gun was they actually had real pilot
real. Yeah,
footage.
yeah.
So I think with that
That'd be
they're gonna
sick.
use real F1 footage.
So
and
who then? Yeah, that's
Brad
the
Pitt's
question.
gonna be the guy though.
I really hope they get like an actual F1 driver to drive the car.
Is there any F1 driver that looks like Brad Pitt? They'll probably use him.
I don't think.
As like
I don't think.
stunt
Well, no, but
driver?
I mean like if they're like if it's
Oh,
in the
gonna
car,
be- Yeah.
like you know how like a lot
They'll
of the,
probably have Brad Pitt on like a straight going 200.
Right.
yeah,
for the
yeah.
footage.
which would be hard.
That would be sick.
Another movie
be
that got me
sick as
really into
fuck.
was Ford versus Ferrari.
Is it bad that I've never watched it yet?
Yeah,
It's actually really good.
Really good?
Like
I
a
gotta watch it.
solid
because
movie
it's about
because
the GT.
Yeah, dude.
it's
Wait,
it's
Ford
about how
GT?
Ford the Ford
it's
won
about how- yeah.
first, second, and third that one year. It was like what the fuck, and Ferrari was shitting their
What was
bricks.
the
Like
Nissan movie though?
what?
I forget what the GTR back in the day, Skyline.
Yeah.
They won everything for something.
There was a movie.
No, but
What
I was
did it-
just saying they need a movie for
okay,
that.
Oh.
because
About the Skyline.
they used to do
Would it be
like
rally?
circuit racing.
Yeah,
no,
that's-
it was
there-
like
the best circuit car for
Oh.
like 8 years
yeah,
straight.
the GTR R32.
Yeah.
Which is why they call it the Godzilla. And everyone who's like super diehard, they're like, "Oh, I got a Godzilla." And if you're talking about a 33, 34, or a 35, it's not
Invalid.
Godzilla. Godzilla is the R32. The guy who owns that gray one in town, that's a Godzilla. That's R32.
Oh man, I see that and I just
Oh, it's
fucking
beautiful,
lose
and he has it
man.
nice. He keeps it
Who's
well.
the guy that showed up to the gym with the GTR? I maybe don't say his name, but
I don't know.
Someone
I
showed
wasn't
up
there.
and-
I know there's a guy at Fit for Less that has a GTR.
Really?
It's like a isn't it like,
35, the new one.
is it
Is
orange?
the exhaust? Yeah, is the exhaust weird color?
Oh, the orange one though. That's the guy who he owns Nissan or whatever.
Oh no.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah, he's
Deals drugs.
yeah.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. We'll talk about that. I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck. I just won't say a name. or
He,
anything.
because he's like he's a younger guy.
Oh,
really?
I never saw this 35. Then
And,
it's a 35.
and the guy's a unit too.
Really?
Like he's a beefy guy. He always has like thick gold like braid. Like he's got a gold like Cuban link fucking. I'm like I seen him in the gym and then I was like
Fit for Less.
yeah, and I'm like this guy looks out of place because he's
hell?
yoked and he's got like a lot of really
like
expensive
an LA
jewelry.
look to him?
Yeah, and like a lot of thick gold watches, and then the one day, and then I'd see like the GTR every once in a while, and then the one day I seen him getting into it, and I'm like, and then I forgot I was asking someone, they're like, oh yeah, he's a huge drug dealer. I'm like,
Weird. If you
checks
find
out.
do you know his name? I'm not.
no,
say it
no,
now.
I don't.
Oh.
This is like years ago. I haven't seen the car in a long time.
Oh, okay, so he's probably not here.
No. I would see him like every once in a while.
Because the only orange.
So I wonder if he'd like wasn't from the Sioux.
I don't know if it was the orange one I saw at the gym now that I think about it. Because I know who, like, I don't know
the guy
who
runs
owns it,
Nissan.
but I know, yeah.
He owns Nissan and
the
Dodge.
Nissan
That's
guy.
why he
No.
has the Demon and the GTR.
That's
Which makes
sick.
sense. If I owned Nissan and Dodge,
Well, yeah.
I would own the two
have one of
coolest
both.
cars.
Well,
Yeah.
that's like why.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you have to. Like that's. I guarantee the guy that owns fucking Proust has fucking every version of the Corvette.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Because
Same with
Why wouldn't
Ford.
you?
well, because also the thing is you can get them in on demos.
Yeah.
So then
You
it's
just run
still-
it.
The dealership owns it, and you just run it as a demo. Like
Yeah.
that's like all the guys at like North Shore Sports.
Yeah,
they all
yeah.
get the demos.
Yeah.
They drive them for like the year, and then you give them back. Like
Yeah.
so you get it. So you always have a seat, and you never
Yeah.
pay for it. It's great.
Ford, well, I'm sure he has the dark horse on order and he's waiting for it.
Yeah.
He's gonna drive that around town. We'll see at least one.
yeah,
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I mean, you gotta have some perks to have a dealership, like other than just the money,
Absolutely.
like-
I'm not just gonna drive the Chevy Trax.
Oh, I'm giving
No.
myself a 100% discount. What do you
yeah,
mean?
fucking right.
because it's
Just
never in your.
running in
It,
dealer plates.
yeah, you just run dealer plate. It doesn't matter. Like
I'm just showing the car off.
Oh, I guess you're just you would you
Advertise.
It's the business.
and then like it would just be like you'd use your business money
Yep.
to pay for it
Yep.
because
no,
a
it's
business
it's
car.
inventory. Like you can like.
But like you would drive it around. Technically, you could use it. You could just say, "Yeah, I'm advertising my."
You wouldn't even need to
no,
say
no,
anything.
you
Oh,
just
really?
no. It's just the dealership owns it, and like the only
It's up
problem
to
is
the
you're-
dealership to do what they want with it. So if they want to keep it for themselves, then it's just inventory that stays.
and the thing is the only thing you're really doing because they still have to like the dealership still buys it.
Yeah.
In a year, though, they'll sell it for a little bit of a discount.
That's
but
the only
they got
thing.
to
It's
fuck
obviously, the
around.
more you drive it, the worse the value because the more kilometers or like whatnot.
But with like
But do you give a
a
fuck?
GTR though, you're
Yeah.
not losing much.
No, you put 5, 8, 9,000 kilometers on it, and someone's gonna buy it for like $3,000 less.
Yeah, and most
100%.
of those guys, it's like if you end up having no Corvettes in inventory and someone comes in, you're gonna sell them your
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
car
You're
because you
gonna
can.
give it to them.
It's not only that too. Like, fucking my Jeep. My dad paid $7,000 for it. He got offered $14,000 the same day.
You know,
Yeah.
fucking Tony from the gym,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
he sold his truck for $30K damn near.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a check fully, like he had it fully paid off, and he went to Steelton Motors, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll give you $30K for it."
Well,
30.
So
Yeah.
my
Yeah. He said he didn't pay that much for it. I didn't exactly ask, but I was like, hey, whatever.
so you know how I
Whatever
was
you
driving the
said
Jeep
of it.
for a while.
Oh yeah.
I bought it for $700.
What?
I think I put like another like $1,500
I was
into
gonna say
it,
barely $2,000.
and I ended up selling it for like $8.
Nice.
It was to a guy. I see it all the time in the plant parking lot.
Yep.
It was some
Yeah.
contractor.
But that's what
That's
your dad
unreal.
does, though.
What?
That's what your dad does, though.
Yeah. It was. I had to change the floor pan, do a few little tweaks to the engine, and I ended up like undercoating it. Changed the back bumper
Couple
was
lights
rotted
or
out.
something too, or whatever.
Well, I ended up going down south. This guy was parting out a Jeep. The front bumper was like brand new, was like $1,300 US.
Yeah.
The back was like $1,100, and then I got the WeatherTech mats and a back because it didn't have a back seat.
Yeah.
Oh really?
$300 Canadian
Yeah.
It's not
for
bad.
like $3,000 worth of stuff, and it wasn't used.
No,
Like
it was brand new shit.
the
Yeah,
only
well, we
thing is
got-
the winch control that some guy broke all the pins off.
Oh shit, yeah.
It's the only thing that was wrong with any of it,
Pretty good.
and I had to drive down Toronto.
Well, when we got ours, it came with the lift, the big tires, the fucking
Yeah.
bucket seats.
Yeah,
was
all
nice.
done.
Yeah, I
it was all
liked
done. Yeah. So.
Invincible.
Invincible, baby.
Oh wow!
180.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
dude, what a
guys.
fucking episode.
Spoiler warning now. This is
Yeah, it only came
episode
out 3 days ago.
episode 8, season 3. Spoiler alert: Conquest fight. Fuck off.
And if you don't know that the
If you haven't-
Conquest fight's coming, well, you're so many episodes behind that I don't care.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You should be more on
you've
it.
Seen
You're,
enough
you're
on
not
social-
even a diehard.
You've
you
already
haven't
had enough
watched-
spoiled on social media.
Okay.
You know what it's
No,
about.
is what's crazy is when like if I'm working a night shift, like like Wednesday going into Thursday, it'll be like 1, 2 in the morning, and I'll start seeing spoilers.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
been out for
so
12
you
minutes.
Yeah.
you watched the entire episode at what 3 times speed or something stupid, and are already clipping and putting it up with you talking about the episode. I'm like, so what? You waited till midnight for it to come up? Because does it come out our time?
I don't even know.
I don't-
I've never.
I've watched it at like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. I don't know what time it actually goes up on Amazon, like Prime. But there will already be spoilers, like 4
Oh,
hours
dude.
after it gets released. I'm like, well, what? I watched it at 1 o'clock the day it came out, and you're like, I haven't watched it yet. I was pretty. I've been pretty early on.
You were early on that one. I'm usually like the day of, but
Yeah.
I was like, I waited a bit.
yeah, you waited till like 8 o'clock at night. You're
Yeah, I know.
crazy.
I had to wait till 8, but like I was at work and I opened up Twitter, and the first thing I saw was just Adam Eve's face dismantled, and I was like, well, fuck. Well, fuck.
You're like, and I'm
I
putting my
went
phone
on-
away.
I went on and all I did was mute Invincible, Eve, Conquest. I muted those 3 words, and then I went on Twitter and it was fine. But yeah, that's my new warning.
That was
Anytime.
bad.
So
That's
bad.
bad. That's a big ruiner. Oh my god.
Okay, but you don't know what. Oh, okay, that was. Well, so what? The episode before at the end, it's what was his
Invincible
line?
War.
Was the Invincible War? What would the Conquest way?
Oh, he said, stand ready and make for my arrival. Worm.
Yeah, yeah,
Make
yeah.
ready for my arrival.
Make
worm.
ready. Yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, cold.
Cold.
And that's how it ended, right?
Yeah.
And it just goes, rah! It
Yeah,
fucking it starts-
And then it just
Dude,
stops
since the
right there.
Invincible cut screen, you're like, wait, no intro where they say Invincible, and it just, you know what I mean? They usually
Did they even do that episode 8?
Nope.
There was no
It was just
Invincible
it was
at
the
all, right?
recap, and it just goes. Brrr. I'm like, something's about to happen.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It just goes. Bah! Fucking right. at each
I
other.
actually stood
oh
up.
my god. Yeah.
I was sitting right here, and the second their fists connected, and it was that millisecond, boom,
then,
and the
like,
windows
yeah.
shatter, I stood up.
No,
I
the
went,
building was
yeah!
caved in.
Yeah, dude. I
right
lost
away.
my fucking mind. I completely freaked the fuck out.
And because like, have you watched like because every Viltrumite has a way to beat like a weakness in battle, and like they all have something, like either it's ego or whatnot. And I remember seeing it in the comments because I think they talk about it in the comments like about Conquest is because he's like a spectator in his own fights.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Oh, 'cause
yeah.
he loves
yeah.
comment. He's like third personing his
No,
own
no, no.
fights.
He is. He's not. It's almost like how Battle Beast's thing is like it has to be an honorable fight, and he like.
Well, because what he's
Have you
2000
you've read the comics, right?
No, he
No, I
hasn't.
haven't. But
Shit.
So
I know.
he's 2,000 years old. Conquest, right?
8.
8,000.
Well,
Okay.
is
More,
that
like, more like 8.
He,
So,
he-
like-
I think it's
it's not.
either him or
Take
Thetis.
or Thetis are like the oldest.
Think
Yeah.
of this though, like
Yeah,
how
at the
long it
moment.
takes for your muscle memory to like get something, so you don't even have to think about it. He's not even thinking about fighting. It's
No.
like his body does it for
The
him.
first-
Probably.
the
Look
first-
how big he is.
The first 8 minutes of the fight, he just stood and took
He's
all the
laughing.
punches.
He's emoting on Mark.
Yeah, the blood in space. I was like, oh
No,
my god. That's when
it's
it
in-
started. That's when his fight began. Because
Well-
up until that point, he just let Mark
Oh,
beat
and
him
then he
around.
nuked the whole city.
It was crazy. I was watching it and Mark's just like beating the shit out of him, but Conquest is kind of just like he's getting like bashed around and like
Yeah.
beat up,
But-
he's just like.
But did you notice after every like little iteration of fight, and Conquest would get like pushed away, he just stopped himself. He would just hold himself in midair. It would
And then
barely
he would
move
say
him.
some hard line.
When he was ripping Oliver in half or about to, and Invincible like pushed him away, he goes, "You're faster than I thought." But like as Invincible was flying with him, they just stopped dead. Like he stopped
He
them.
stopped
Yeah.
him.
Dead.
He was like,
Well,
Yeah.
no.
Or when-
wasn't
or-
it when he's about to rip Oliver and then he fucking Invincible comes and hits him and he's like, "Oh, this is starting to get like," because he said some line where he's like, "It's pretty much it's starting to be a real fight."
Well, because he said you're a lot faster than I thought.
yeah.
Yeah.
He started with that, and I think he
He
led
gave
with
him like a
something
little
that.
kudos, like, "Okay, we're getting serious
Yeah,
now."
yeah,
like,
yeah.
The best kudos
And
was after. I guess we shouldn't. I won't skip that.
okay,
No, yeah, we'll just
I like though when Oliver and he's like you're weak. You should have some time to recover while I like take care of him. And I like when he goes and he has his hand like this and then fucking light speed and just
Backhand
Yeah,
him.
Mark
yeah.
into a building.
He's like,
Yo.
take a break.
Yeah, take a break. But, like,
Smashes
you
him.
see him and he just goes, and it's like,
He moved like 50 feet.
And it was
in
like
a
3
tenth of a
frames.
second. Yeah.
and I'm like,
at the flick of a wrist.
yeah, he's just like,
It was
get out of here.
It happened right after the Oliver thing, right? Where he told him to stop.
So does
Where
that
Mark
mean-
was like,
Just wait, stop.
oh, and he goes, "You think I'm like?"
But
yeah.
it
No,
was the
oh.
best because in the comics you didn't get the sense of it. Remember, because in the comics it shows a panel
Great stuff.
of Conquest being like this, and then he's doing this, and then it's just him standing there. But in the show, it was, and he stops dead.
Oh, and then
like,
the
all
dust.
the debris comes
Yeah.
by.
I was like, oh, that's terrifying. I
no,
was
no,
holy
like if Conquest
shit.
would have got that hit, like it might have been a
Oh,
different
that
fight.
might have been it.
would have went
Like-
through Mark.
But he's
Yeah.
like, what you want to? What was did he say? It was like pretty much like.
Oh no! He's like, oh, what? You want a chance to surrender? He's like, I'm not letting you surrender.
This is
I'm
the
having
the time of my
I'm
life.
having the time of my life. I don't want this to end. I want more.
Yeah,
and then he
he's
starts
having a
beating him again.
well, and that because that's when he kind of like turns up the
Oh,
throttle a
yes,
little bit.
yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
he's like it's like well when he grabs him by the arm and is swinging him and he's like it's like learning a new toy.
Oh, that
he's
was,
like I've been just like seeing how you like
That was so fucked though when he said it's like I'm learning a new toy
and is just dangling him around
from his broken arm.
and then throws him around throws him into the building like because wasn't it right after he
the
broke
tanker
his
truck?
hand? It was right after that punch where
No,
like
that was a little later.
Is that
later?
It's a little later. Yeah.
But yeah,
I
where he's-
rewatched it last night at 1 a.m. So it's
Right,
fresh.
because the later thing,
should've watched it.
the
Should've watched it right before.
I know we should have. The one where he breaks his hand on it was after Eve.
yeah.
So the initial, so Eve comes to the fight and he hugs.
We skipped
Conquest.
a
did
lot. We
skip
skipped a lot. Okay, it's when it starts getting serious is when he fucking brings him to. Right after the Oliver, doesn't he bring him to space? Isn't that
No,
what
that's
happened?
before Oliver.
That's
Is that
before
before Oliver?
So like
Yeah.
Oliver sees the whole city get like
Just-
literally
Oh.
leveled, and he's like still catching up to. him.
Okay, how
Yeah.
stressed were you when Oliver was trying to catch him? That's
He's
what.
like, come on.
That's what Kirkman was trying to show us was Oliver can't even
Oh.
nowhere near his speed. Not even invincible speed,
Is there
but
a time when
conquest speed.
Oliver's actually stronger than Invincible for a little bit?
No.
Never.
Really?
No.
No,
Because
Mark.
you would
Mark
think
is
like because his genetics go
No.
so fast. That
No,
he would,
but
like,
because
would
he
even
ends
out-
up slowing down
Oh,
because
true.
but
he peaks out quick.
he gets to like 20 years old real fast, and then like the Viltrumite DNA really kicks in,
Oh.
and also because he's
So how long can Oliver live? Is that established? 100
okay,
years?
I'll tell you just for a fact. No, basically by the time he's an adult, he'll be 100% Viltrumite.
oh,
but-
so like his,
Viltrumite DNA takes over completely.
and
It-
then he lives to be
The
8,000.
same as any
so
other
is what
Viltrumite.
Viltrumite DNA does is it takes out all the imperfections in any DNA that it's paired with, and so like
So that's why he was purple to begin with, but he was still a human shape.
Yeah.
That's some strong.
So
fucking
basically,
DNA.
if a Viltrumite could get
Seems a bug.
so a Viltrumite could get an ant pregnant somehow, say, and eventually it would turn into a Viltrumite.
So they can fertilize anything.
Yeah,
But-
basically.
But
You would question
Some things aren't as
why.
compatible and like,
not even just that. They have a rule, and you've seen it already in the show.
Pure blood.
Pure, like the fact that they're interbreeding with trash pissed off Lucan, pissed off everybody. They're like, you're fucking trash. You're a sub-level Viltrumite
but
all of a
like-
sudden.
But the thing is I thought they were trying to find a compatible, and humans were the one where they'd like made an exception.
They were, but they didn't acknowledge that at the start.
Conquest
Yeah, but
also,
that was like Nolan's whole thing was that
Yes, but
that's why he was sent to
He
Earth.
never reported back.
Conquest
Yeah.
also said that basically, like, the reason why I'm here destroying your planets because you pissed us off
Yeah.
so bad. So it must have been because Nolan had a kid.
Well, that's the thing,
No,
right?
no. Well, that, but also because Nolan did all of his shit and then
he
left.
flaked out.
And then when Vanessa came, and Mark's like,
Anissa.
no, and then
Anissa.
Anissa, sorry,
Anissa.
and then he,
She told him, fuck off, I'm not doing it. And then she threatened him, and he went, do it, kill me. But I bet you need me more. And then she fucking conceded and left. And she's like, oh, somebody worse is going to come, and he's not going to be like this.
Yeah.
Which then this is where we're at right now.
well, and then Conquest is like, this is your last chance, like, and I don't see you've done.
So the
Conquest also explicitly says that they almost never use Conquest as the
No,
person
no, that's
taking
why-
over the planet, because if Conquest goes, he's destroying the whole planet, and then they can use.
Well,
it.
you heard him say in his speech, he was like, usually there's
I'm
so
so lonely.
many fucking different mission parameters.
can't
Don't
kill
kill
this.
this.
Don't
Don't
break
destroy that.
this.
Yeah. And he's like, this time they said I could do whatever I want. And he was like, yeah, right? He was
Fired
losing
up.
his mind. He was like, this is so fun, man. He's like, I thank you.
Yeah.
I really do. He's like, I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
as he's crying.
Yeah.
And then I like the when he does bring him to space, and he like his snot blood.
Yeah.
And then he like and shapes it into a heart.
That's just like foreshadowing in the episode right
Flicks
away.
it at him.
But that's okay. How hard do you have to? Because he was like basically just taking hits the whole fight.
Yeah.
And then he fucking
Emotes.
does that. He emotes on him, and then just starts. He's like, okay, we're gonna fight now.
All right, now I'm going to play with my toy.
And then did you see the kind of like the callback to when Omni-Man was like they're like worthless with the train?
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
he
yeah.
does that on the beach.
But like with the whole city.
Yeah. I literally
Okay,
looked
to be
over.
fair,
I was like, this
Mark
is
is fucking real tough now.
well, yeah.
No, like he's
yeah.
actually invincible. I
He's
think
on the level there.
He's
yeah.
getting there.
I think he can't be killed.
So
at this
back to
point.
No,
but like
back to the whole the whole hybrid interbreeding thing. Yes, they were looking for something, but because Nolan never reported it back,
yeah.
he had to wait till Mark got his powers. That's when he flipped, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
And then that's why he was gonna go, but then Mark basically changed
Yeah,
his
yeah.
mind. So if he had left, if Nolan actually did leave with the intention of going to the Viltrum Empire and being like, hey, listen, Earth is gonna be good if we just fuck them all, then the whole show would have been different.
Yeah.
Then they would have definitely all came probably at once
Yeah.
and been like, let's impregnate everyone, obviously by force. Like,
Yeah.
that's what we're doing, right? And then they would have made all these great fucking Viltrumites
Would have had to wait 20 years, but they would have replenished their.
far faster and not as gross as.
Yeah.
But you
As
think
the,
that
as
would-
the
you
yeah.
think
Nothing.
they'd have the lead scientists like searching for planets where they're the most compatible with them,
It's
just to keep them going.
Well, the
They wanted conquered planets, right? So, like, that was their initial goal.
their whole thing was just keeping the illusion of the Viltrum Empire.
Yeah,
yeah. So
you-
it's like 50 pure blood.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like less than 50.
yeah.
But the thing is they are still the most formidable force.
Oh, 50.
Because the thing is also like they have so many planets enslaved that are also powerful species.
And they're still under the impression that there's tons of Viltrumites.
Because-
I have
the
a
thing is,
theory
you have a-
that's probably way wrong about because you guys read the comics, you know, but like the,
we won't spoil anything.
Whoever
if
the
you-
robot people are working on Angstrom, I have a feeling are working for a Viltrumite. Maybe I could be way wrong.
Do you want to know?
I kind of do.
It has nothing to do with anything.
Damn,
Yeah, I know.
because like those robots, I'm like, they're
no,
so
there's
advanced.
With the
With
Angstrom
Armstrong
robots,
Levy.
'cause
Yeah,
they-
yeah,
They
but
said
it's
their
not
employer. They said
yeah,
their
it's not.
employer,
It's
not quite that.
but
no, it's
if
different.
he's stronger than Angstrom and he controls those robots, he's got to be pretty good.
It's different, and it's also a different universe.
Also, you
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
they're confirmed that Mark's gonna fight Satan. or whatever?
So that
'Cause that was supposed to happen.
Because they're
already, right?
changing the.
that wasn't in the comics.
They're rewrite. No.
The Damien Darkblood thing at the end.
Yeah, that wasn't.
Oh, really?
Not in the comics at all. That's new for us too.
Same as that whole.
Because wasn't Spawn in the comics as a little cameo?
Yeah, but that was just a cameo.
You
I know, but
same
like
with
if they
Spider-Man,
go to
Batman.
the devil, like
Yeah,
I
Spawn
hope-
won't be in it.
I just hope they do a little cameo.
Spawn
That'd be
won't do
cool.
it.
I know.
You know why? Because the owner of Spawn does not do it. He's egotistical and
Todd
he'll never,
McFarlane?
He will not share it.
You know.
He's that guy. He won't share it.
At the near the end of the fight, like after he kills Adam Eve,
Yeah.
and he's like, he's doing that like whole confession and like you're gonna take it to your grave, like that whole like he's like I don't even
I'm
have a
so
name.
lonely.
I'm so lonely. They don't even give me a name. I'm just a
Conquest.
The other
Yeah.
Viltrumites
They-
don't like me.
yeah. And it's like,
I was like,
and he's like, what is it? He's like, I'm a victim to my own success.
My own success, yeah.
And then he's like, you're gonna take it to the grave or whatnot. That's not in the comics.
No.
That was all improvised.
Dude, that
Or,
was
like,
100%
rewritten.
new for us, and I freaked the
I was-
fuck.
That's unreal.
I was sweat. Like
I was shaking.
It was
Okay.
so well written.
Because the thing
and
is-
JDM kills it.
Delivered it. I'll be
a
honest
lot of people
with
are saying he didn't do a good job.
So a week ago, I was kind of not that thrilled about it myself.
When
Like,
he
I'll
goes,
be
"Stand
honest.
ready,"
When he
his
said that,
initial,
I was like-
"Stand ready for my arrival." Where
Oh, I
it
was like,
sounded
this
weird.
is kind of. Well, I just imagined like a really deep voice for
like
Conquest.
Thanos level.
Yeah, kind of exactly. So
But
I kind of
think
was.
they're gonna save like an actor like that for
There's
Thrag.
there's a rumor for Thrag, and he does have a really deep voice.
Ooh.
David.
I don't know. He's in a movie with like where he's got all the pins in his head. I forget what it's called.
Oh,
Yeah,
He's Hellraiser.
yeah. Whoever plays Hellraiser.
Oh.
He's got a deep fucking
No,
voice,
it's
man.
ridiculous, which makes sense
That'd
for
be cool.
Thrag
That'd be
because
cool.
like deep
Yeah.
voice testosterone.
I think
like,
Keith David could do it too.
that'd be cool.
Keith David's
That
got
would
a
be
good
cool
voice.
too.
Have you been seeing how people are like, oh yeah, Conquest is pretty strong, but like they think Nolan is stronger?
I think
So-
honestly Nolan could.
In terms of,
No. They're in the
I know
comics. It proves it.
I know. So here's the thing, right? Like they do say he's Nolan the Great, but yeah, Conquest is probably one of two top fighters.
He's the
in
second.
In the Viltrumites, yes, in the Viltrumites.
It's Thrag in that.
I think though, I think personally, if Conquest fought Battle Beast would have won. If we're talking all
No, no,
universe,
no, no,
I think
no.
Battle Beast is number.
one.
two,
No, he would if he didn't do that shit in the Thrag fight.
No, don't talk about it.
I'm not. I'm saying if he didn't do that shit
No,
in that
I
fight.
also don't think he would have won either way.
No.
No, I have reasons.
Well,
but
the healing
Like, did he
factor.
pull like a Pedro Pascal against the Mountain in Game of Thrones type shit, where he just started.
I've never seen Game
selling-
of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, there's a character he starts celebrating way too early.
no,
No, nothing like that.
No,
Okay.
his
That would've
honor
pissed
is
me
too
off.
strong.
see, the thing
So
is,
I was gonna say Battle Beast that doesn't fit his character. He's
do you
going
know?
right to the death.
Do you know
Yeah.
why Battle Beast is the way he is?
No, but like,
He's like an anomaly.
Nah, there's. I don't want to really say it.
but I bought
Yeah.
I bought Battle Beast issue 1. I
Okay.
pre-ordered it because they just announced they have.
So
like,
then
the
I know
whole
I
thing.
saw that. So you might get a taste in there. Like it's not that big of a deal. I don't think this actually ruins anything. Battle Beast has a curse.
Yeah.
So he's cursed with finding combat and needing a good death. That doesn't explicitly mean win.
It needs to be someone that can actually kill him.
So Thrag is that guy.
Maybe.
I mean,
Point being is no matter who he was going to fight, if they were on equal footing, let's say 100% equal footing, I still think Battle Beast lose.
Maybe.
Because of the curse. Because of the
like
curse.
there has to be one person that can beat him.
He
And if-
doesn't
and
even
if-
necessarily want the fight to end. This is the problem. Battle Beast doesn't want the fight to end. It only ends because he ends up winning.
Yeah.
Right? So, example, when we see him frozen up, right, with the Viltrumite, that Viltrumite was in pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
He won fully. There was no ifs, ands, or buts, right? So that kind of thing for him is not fun.
He wants to die.
Yeah, like,
That's
his
part
goal.
of the curse.
He-
His curse is to forever find someone who can kill him. So whoever he would fight
Why
that's
didn't
on equal footing is always still going to have a slight edge on him because that guy wants to live.
But
Yeah.
Alan the Alien plus Omni-Man would rinse Battle Beast, I think. Just off the sheer numbers.
In this current state,
Okay,
I think so.
uh,
Probably.
I think Alan
With
in the future Not Alan right now.
I-
Because Alan's whole
He's
thing
too
is
nice
when
right now.
No, the thing is no Alan every time. Well, every time he gets hurt.
He's got the Zenkai boost from Dragon
Isn't
Ball.
that the
Yeah.
same thing that Mark has too, though? 'Cause
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't have that.
No
He
one
No,
else
no,
has.
no.
No one else
just
has that.
gets
No one else
he
has
just
that.
gets so angry that he gets dumb strong.
So what they didn't really explain in that episode, the reason why. Remember how?
Viltrumites don't care about anything.
So
whole
remember
thing.
how Conquest was like, "Oh, getting angry is not going to make you stronger."
And then he goes, "Oh shit,
Yeah, because he's wrong actually, because Mark's a hybrid.
Yeah.
true." So
he
he still
has
has human in him.
Adrenaline.
Well, and he's got the adrenaline, but he has fear. Like Viltrumites don't have fear.
Viltrumites
They don't care
have
about
adrenaline.
anything.
They also the big thing was no adrenaline because the way that they executed each other, it wasn't a necessary thing. Like it wasn't part of their evolution. Like it wasn't needed in that kind of situation because they're so dominant.
Yeah.
Right? There was no need for a fight or flight kind of response because it was just kill or
Have
be
you, have, you,
killed.
have you ever seen a Viltrumite back down from a fight
No,
so
they-
far?
they can't.
They
Well,
don't.
I don't think it's not in their code.
No. So
Well, okay. Do you remember on the planet with the Thraxans, how that guy literally has his guts hanging out and he still comes back to the
Just
fight?
snaps
make sure
Omni-Man,
to kill your enemy.
Yeah.
and that's on Omni-Man.
And-
So
and-
Omni-Man's just not. He's losing it.
And the
slowly.
thing is though is like basically if you don't kill them, they think you're stupid.
All I'm saying is I know Omni-Man has to die at some point soon. He's gonna die before it ends.
How do you figure? I'm actually curious as to why you think that.
Just the way they're setting it up.
Okay.
Because they're gonna do his arc, and then right when he's defined as like a good person, he's gonna die.
Interesting.
Very
It's kind of funny because I mean, like,
kind of.
I'm not gonna say
You're
yes
not
or
wrong,
no.
you're not
I'm not gonna
right.
say yes or no, but there's definitely an arc to him, and he has growth for sure.
Yeah. Well, he's already shown a lot of
His growth is weird though. Like even in the, I don't know how they're gonna do it in the animation.
Do you like Amendola won't know, but late in the comics when they're like, we didn't follow him for his strength, we followed him for his wisdom. Strength doesn't make you a great ruler.
Yeah.
That's so hard.
No, it is super hard. What I
Because you know how
didn't-
they like seem to value strength so much? They don't. It's not at
everyone
all.
there is strong.
Yeah, they like being the
If you can outwit your opponent and win, that's probably the biggest.
No. You don't. Not even being a winner, not even being the strongest, doesn't make you a great ruler in their eyes. It's not at all. Whereas that's kind of where Thrag's whole thing is. He's like, I'm the strongest. I was built for battle, and they're like, yeah, we don't care.
That's it because he was born that way. He wasn't, and he's also not. Oh no!
He's
no,
not
no. No, I'm not gonna say anything. That almost ruined a lot of stuff.
Because he's
a lot of stuff. You can't. Don't say it.
Fuck. Read the comics.
Seriously, man, it's gonna piss me off. We have a year. I have
Can't.
to.
No, I'm waiting for the show. At
No,
this
but
point,
we
I
want
think.
to, dude. No, because they're so like.
You're
the
not gonna not enjoy it. Do you know how fucking much
I would-
enjoyed
No,
Conquest?
seeing the
Fight?
payoff,
Actually,
I
we're
enjoyed it
talking-
more.
I bet you any money I enjoyed the Conquest fight more than you did.
Because you know it's coming, but but whenever you see a difference,
I'm so
or like how they
certain.
actually make it happen.
animated. It was so fucking visceral. Like I read the comics and I was like, "Holy shit,
that one-
dude!
I
This
was
is
looking at-
nuts!" But when I watched it on screen for the first time, I was like, for the first time, there was a moment where I actually felt the fear.
Yeah.
I was
I was
scared.
scared.
I was like, "Whoa!" I was
budget
sold.
that they put the entire season
Yeah,
budget
yeah,
into
dude.
that. And wait, did you see at the end when it's like Rex's funeral how they're just all PNGs?
PNGs standing there. Yeah, I saw
They
that.
ran out of money to finish
They're
the.
like, "Dude, we had to do."
Well, they don't
something."
have like the Japanese editors on there.
They
the
have
animators.
10 animators for the whole show.
What?
GG.
Oh, that's crazy.
They're everyone's just like Amazon, give them money.
Yeah, the moment I saw the city though, like I
Blow
know
up?
I know the first punch was like really well animated and everything, but the second I saw the
Oliver
city
flying to the
explode,
city.
and then when Mark finally lands through that last building and he's like looking up at it, remember that scene? And it's like
No,
right
even
in the
before
middle.
that, when he goes through the building, he's hitting the ground.
Yeah,
all the,
and his
it shows
hair.
all the people, and then it also shows like him going through that tanker truck. It
Yeah.
explodes, and then he like tries to get up and he falls on his face.
And you saw all the hair, but
The
I was watching
hair.
the hair movement
Yeah.
and stuff, and I was
No,
like,
no. When
oh,
I
you
seen
guys-
that, I was like,
oh,
I've never seen Mark's hair like.
I
flop.
literally looked over because I had my friend
Don't
here.
go
I was
back
like,
to
oh,
watch season 1 because it's so much more well animated.
It also took them 3 years to
Yeah.
make it.
No,
but
yeah,
that's
it
the
makes-
reason they took a long time on season 1, and then also
Well, the thing is, for season 1, I'm glad they did because otherwise, I don't think we would have
It
gotten
wouldn't have
more.
grabbed everyone.
And
Episode
now
one-
everyone's so hooked that it's like, I don't care. I just want the story. The animation could be like fucking
Yeah.
pixels.
No,
my
they did
favorite is
perfectly.
that
Give me South Park. animation, I'll watch it.
Me and my favorite part is really the fact that after season 1, people were like, "Oh, this is like a whatever kind of show," and then as this is progressing, they're like, "What is happening here?" Like, because even reading the comics, you're like, "Where are we going with this? What is going on?" And then you find there's still 2 or 3 major plot points, major series-ending major plot points that you haven't even seen yet.
I want to see how they do the ending with Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've already like alluded to a lot of things, like in
Like,
previous
they already
episodes.
showed me how Mark leaves Earth with the immortal stuff.
That's
different.
It's
though.
going to change, though, because of what happened, right?
But it's
A little
the same
bit,
idea but different
A
is how it
little
ends up happening. But no, like in the end when
I want to talk about it so fucking bad.
like the end.
I hate you.
I almost want them to go like one more episode than the comics did. Because they kind of just show him at his peak.
I know, I agree.
And then cut it.
I agree.
I want to see like
I'm with you. And you know what? That might be why he wants 8 seasons.
Do you think they continue?
I hope
after?
they go like
I don't think
another
they
couple
continue.
issues.
Like,
Just
do you
to,
think
like
he
flush it out a little bit better. Because at the end you kind of feel a little.
Little bit like.
Do you think
oh,
Robert
I don't know.
Kirkman's done with it, though? Has to be, eh?
Dude, he hasn't
the
released
comics
a
are
new
done.
comic
Yeah.
since.
The comics are done. I
Yeah.
hope the show, because what is 140?
41.
141 issues. Like, give me like 150 issues worth in the
Yeah.
show. Like, just flush out the end. Like, I get it why they ended it because otherwise you could go on a whole nother arc.
He could have done actually a whole universe, really.
He could have. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. The comic, the way they left it,
It's
you
very
could have never
open-ended.
ended.
It was open-ended, but it also was closed fully.
They finish all the main arcs and like leave way for like new arcs, but it's never coming.
So you feel satisfied by the story conclusion, but you feel gypped by not getting to experience the greatness of
All the
how it all
stories.
concluded.
Yeah, like, okay.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you do get satisfaction, quite a bit actually, but
And-
every time you still feel like you're like, oh.
I can't wait to
A little
see
more.
That's
Mark
how I can
gets so
describe
strong.
Severance, too.
Yeah.
Mark gets so strong.
Oh, we're not even gonna talk about that.
Like,
because there's some like the best feats are like probably season 7.
yeah,
Wait, so we haven't even seen Prime. So Prime.
Mark
my
is
God.
a baby.
He's
no,
still
yeah, I
an
know, but
infant,
like, how was
yeah.
he able to kill Conquest then?
I don't want to. So okay, couple
Okay,
things.
Adam Eve.
Yeah,
Adam
yeah.
Eve definitely slowed him down. With
No,
that whole
I
burning
gave
off
him
of
and
the-
also gave him that like push because she died, and then also that huge blast.
Remember
And
adrenaline?
and also the thing
Conquest
is,
didn't know that would happen.
and also the whole
Yeah,
thing
did you
though
know adrenaline?
is because Conquest was playing the entire
Yeah.
fight. If like because I later on, Conquest actually realizes like these guys can fuck me up and takes it serious. It's a different Conquest.
And I'm sure you know that he's coming back.
Oh yeah, right when I saw him in the tungsten, I'm like, dude. Right when he
oh
wakes
yeah, I
up,
forgot that would even be a
Dude,
spoiler.
There's no way he's gonna get out.
No, I think this is my theory. I think right when he wakes up, he just pulls his arm out. Like I think it's literally like
Basically,
I think it's literally as easy as like, oh, Cecil, you thought you could. Your name's Cecil. You're dead now.
You-
Boom.
It's
pulled out.
you're
do you want the spoiler?
Not really,
pretty
but-
much
Okay.
bang on.
I think it's just like yeah.
he
Basically.
he wakes up and goes, he kept me alive.
Yeah, he basically because Viltrumites, if you leave them alive, they're like you're stupid.
They will heal. Give him enough fucking time.
The only way
Remember him on a specific guy on a specific planet who's he's died basically, and they just hang out long enough for him to heal.
Yeah.
That was months.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. They will come back.
No, if they have a remote the only way is what is it, their
The
heart?
heart or the
And-
brain completely severed.
Like, you know how his head's smashed in? Like, no, you need to, like, cut his head off.
Like
Yeah.
the brains have to be splattered, completely irreparable.
Like, if you see Viltrumites fight, if they're, like, going for the kill shot, it's always like
They
this.
always put their hand out.
Because cut the head off or go through the heart.
Yeah.
and then
The only way you can kill them.
their biggest favorite is like
Bring the heart out.
and then-
Yeah.
right? That's how Nolan killed fucking everybody, right? Like he just kept cutting them in half.
Yeah.
Right?
But-
and then you saw Mark killing the Reaniman that way as well. That's just in his DNA. That's how you kill. You get the fucking
The karate chop.
Yeah, because you're strong enough to get in there. Why not just take them out?
And they also like to just go through and, like, grab the heart.
Right? Like
Yeah.
if Immortal could punch through his opponent and grab his heart and kill him, Immortal would do it every time.
And because you know how like Viltrumites, they basically like mass genocided themselves. they are really good at killing Viltrumites. Like,
Yeah.
they know how to do it.
Yeah.
Because they've killed so many.
And because of how good they got, it's just when there is a fight, it doesn't last long.
no.
It's a few minutes.
They're basically
That's it.
they're basically like Spartans.
Yeah.
Yeah, Conquest just wanted to drag it on.
Yeah,
just
so
'cause
that's
it's
it.
probably like 1,000 years since he got to do something like that. Crazy.
Yeah, well,
let
he
loose.
said it in his little speech. He was like, "It's been all I get to do is they send me planet to planet, taking over. I don't get to do anything." He's never found somebody to actually fight. Every time he goes to a planet, it's just murder,
Literally
wipe
just
it up.
slap across the face, their brains
Yeah,
become
yeah.
You got to
It's
think because
fun.
he's easily like top 5
in the whole universe.
in the universe, in like at least in the known other than those one creatures.
Sure.
There, because you know how he has that big scar.
yeah,
There's
There's
a
a
creature
reason.
that gets later on
introduced.
introduced. They're not super important.
Well, we saw them.
Did we?
We already saw
Sequids?
them. No, Ragnar's.
Ragnar's.
Oh, the ants.
No.
the
They're
big
like giant
fucking
beasts.
muscly red guys with the big teeth. Remember? Read
Oh,
my
you're right.
books.
You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Read my books. And then they talk about
That's
and then
what-
that Viltrumite chick gets ripped in half by the Ragnars.
But that's why Conquest is missing a hand and he has that big scar.
But we won't tell you how come.
They're the only thing that can kill Viltrumites. So those did they explain what the books are for yet?
Yeah, how to kill Viltrumites.
Oh, okay, yeah, all the books are so, and also Viltrumites just eliminated all the threats.
Well, remember
that could
that's
kill
why
them.
that's why when Mark showed them to Alan was like, "Holy shit, I need to send this." So he just scanned them all.
Yeah.
'Cause he was like, "It's all just hacks on how to kill Viltrumites." That's why you saw
That was-
Space Racer with the gun.
that was
That gun shoots through anything.
that was Nolan's job was just to eliminate all threats. He's like Rick in Rick and Morty. You know how they have the timeline or like whatever. So Rick is dominant in every universe. That's basically what they did.
He
Is
just
they got
wa-
rid of every threat in the universe.
Yeah, they or like located it and
nullified it.
right, like the Ragnar planet, they couldn't really get rid of it, but they just removed it from all maps. They got rid of like any sign of it. Like nobody knew it was there.
Blocked
I'm
out
glad
the
they didn't
sun.
do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did.
They
right?
blocked out the sun to freeze them.
Right.
I'm glad the only multi-universe
I forgot
thing
about
they
that.
did so far was just bringing all the marks to the universe to kill the one mark.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's too much to go off.
You're
of.
really
It's
actually
just
not going to see very much more
Good.
multi-universe.
Good.
See, the
Yeah.
thing is, what are we? Why'd they bring marks? They should have brought like Thrags. That'd be cool. I want
Well,
20
'cause then, like-
I don't think Thrags would have been any
Thrags.
manipulatable.
Well,
No,
not
they
only
would have been
that-
like, "Fuck you."
Well, Thrags would have just taken Angstrom's technology and just
Yeah.
figured out how to just
And
go
then kill
and
him.
conquer the universe themselves.
Because
Yeah.
Viltrumites are super technologically advanced also.
Yeah.
Like that's how they, right? Spacefaring. Like, sure, they can fly very far, but you need longevity.
I like how they're faster than their spaceships. Their spaceships are just like
Lumbering fucking.
Yeah.
It's just mostly,
how to
prison
move shit
containment.
around. Yeah, they're all like prisons. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
It's fucking nuts, man. No, the ending, though, was wild. So what?
So how about Alan though? Is he more durable than a Viltrumite right now? Base?
Like-
he's just like I'm just talking in terms of like durability, in terms of like they can't cut through him, but
He's honestly, I would say he's the same strength as the average Viltrumite. Like
Okay.
the durability wise, strength wise, right now he's the average, right in the middle kind of thing.
but
Like, I'd say
Hold
the
his own.
way his powers go, he can get a lot.
He'll
But
get
he also
stronger,
ages,
but-
though.
Yeah, but he ages normally almost
I saw a clip of the comic where he's like an old Alan.
Yeah.
with like scales and stuff.
Yeah,
on him.
yeah.
But that's
Won't-
like hundreds of years.
Yeah, so
And
he-
did you see the clip
lives
where
long.
Mark is a fucking
Yeah,
beef?
jacked.
That Mark becomes easily the strongest.
Emperor Mark.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Yeah. Oh, there's so like
Read them. I have
no, no.
them here.
you think the Conquest fight was good? Maybe top 5 fight.
Yeah.
M-
There's still,
Maybe.
there's still, even moments wise, there's a few more. There's one particular line near the end of the series where you're just like, oh,
I want Thrag and like those fights.
the one where, oh, I can't, no,
The,
no,
the-
you don't get to know.
yeah,
Fuck
there's
you.
there's 3 Thrag fights I want to see, and every one of them is gonna make the Conquest, if they do it right, look like child's play.
Oh, the last one is definitely going to
The
be.
last one's gonna be nuts. The first one with BB, and when he's fucking has his baby factory.
Yeah. That's a lot. You just kind of said a lot.
But
I can't even follow.
I know,
fuck
but
is
it's
that?
a lot. He might see a spoiler and be like, oh, that's what he meant.
then he's seeing a spoiler, and it's
Read
not me.
The fucking comics.
My hands
you
are
have
sweaty.
You have a year for them
My-
to spoil it for you.
My
anyways.
issue was that like I was so fired up after Conquest arrived that I had to go to the comics page and then read the next page over just to see what happened. And then I saw him toying with Mark. I'm like, fuck.
You're
Yeah,
retarded.
he-
I
he-
hate it. Just read them, dude.
Well,
Oh my
That's
God.
all I read was the page after where the episode ends.
Yeah,
And you
it's
know what
sick.
I saw was that they took like exact like snippets from it and integrated it into the show.
Pretty much identical,
Because
yeah.
like when he was headbutting him, the half slight of his face where his eyes wide open, I was like, that's exactly what
Watching
I saw
him-
in the comic.
Mark really likes the old headbutt, eh?
Well,
I
he
think
had no
that's his
limbs
move.
left.
Well, yeah, his legs broken, both his arms, and he just like.
Yeah, he's like, "Are you having fun still?" That
Okay,
was
my
fun.
No,
thing-
the
oh.
coldest line was I saw. He's like, I saw the
yeah.
future,
And you don't see tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't see tomorrow. I was
Yeah,
like,
Or when after Adam Eve fucking blasts him, and he's like, has no skin left, which was nuts, and he's just like, and then Mark fucking hits him and whatnot, and then he's like, I still got more than enough in me to fight you,
Breaks.
and then he goes and punches, grabs it, see, more than enough. So that's how you see how much Conquest was holding back, because he just when his life was threatened, he's like, oh shit.
yeah.
Whereas before Mark, he's like going like they're punching.
But even as a life-threatening event, he still just was kind of fucking around.
yeah,
Like he did not know
Well-
how to end the fight.
my whole thing, he's almost like a battle beast in that way.
Yeah.
My whole thing is like when he was like, well, Mark was headbutting him. Hey, how was Mark's head stronger?
Well, no, he's hitting him in
Yeah.
the right spot. That's
But
yeah.
also, why didn't he
his
just
forehead
like
was hitting him right in the nose?
why didn't
splitting.
Conquest just like?
Well, after the first few smashes, like
Maybe.
Conquest was stunned for a sec.
Well, yeah, you see his face. He's like,
He's like, "Whoa!"
What
and then
is-
but Mark didn't stop.
Yeah.
He didn't give him a second to breathe. He was like, "Fuck you."
Well,
that's-
he
You
learned
having
his
fun?
lesson quick, but not quick enough.
No, he needed another.
I,
second.
actually,
I
no,
also like how Conquest is like mid fight is like, I don't want you to give up. He's like, keep fighting.
the way he delivered that line though was so cold. He's like, "I believe in you. Don't give up."
It's like you can still win.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my
Mark's
God.
like,
yeah, he's bleeding out.
he's
You're
like, no, please,
or
come
when
on,
he's-
get up, get
he's
up.
literally puking blood up, and he's like, "Oh no!" And he's like, "Come on, don't give up." And you're like, "Oh, this is not going well."
And meanwhile, he could have had the finishing blow right there,
Unreal.
and he just didn't.
So, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Let's say what are the few things at the end of this episode that we're going to find out in season 4. So I know Sequids, that's coming back.
Yeah.
because we got that spoiled. A Damien Darkblood thing that even the comic readers don't.
So
even
we
know
don't know
about.
what's happening there.
Yeah. So we're gonna get
And
more.
we're gonna see more about Conquest.
More about
Robert
Conquest.
Kirkman, I saw on Twitter something to do with Satan. So is that what the
We don't
Dark
know,
Blood
dude.
shit is?
That's
no
all
idea.
new.
It's not in the comics.
Okay,
It's not.
'Cause
It's
he
brand
said,
new.
He said in every iteration
I
of
wonder-
a superhero franchise, they always end up fighting the devil at some point.
Oh.
So he said he wants to
Well,
incorporate it.
so-
the thing is, because the
Just-
comics aren't long enough for eight seasons,
No,
so they're
not
gonna be
quite.
adding shit.
Yeah, there's a bit more. Yeah, I'd say the most would be 6 or 7 seasons to like actually flesh out the whole
Because
thing.
we're already halfway through.
Give or take.
Yeah,
no,
'cause I
I'd
went to
say
the
we're
co-
only a third through.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
went to the comics and it was like I was close. I think there was 800 pages. We were at like 380. or
I'd
something. So,
say
like, not halfway.
I'd say
but-
we just started Compendium 2.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many compendiums? Three.
Three. Yeah.
Shit.
So there's still.
But
A
one was
good
the
chunk.
longest.
No, they're all
No,
equal.
they're all
Oh,
like.
really?
They're all exactly
Like
the same,
1100.
really. Yeah, exactly
Damn.
the same almost.
But yeah, no. I would say.
I think there's a couple more things that are loose ends that we didn't
the
talk about.
Sea Squid Conquest and
Rex.
What?
Rex.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How weird was that?
What?
Rex taking Rex's name.
Oh yeah, I was like, what the hell?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just
Robot
wait.
taking Rex's name.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
just
becomes a
wait.
whole thing.
Robot has an entire arc on his own.
Well, no, it's with.
I heard something.
Monster Girl.
I'm not gonna say
Wait,
who.
I heard something about the arc with the robot,
It's
where he figures.
Oh, there's two. No, he has two. He has. Well, no, it's one big arc.
Okay,
You're
I
right.
had one where it was spoiled. It was he sends Mark to that place where he originally fought Angstrom and just leaves him.
I'm
Yeah,
not
that's in the
saying-
comics.
yeah.
That's in the comics.
We're not gonna say.
That's not. That's not what we're talking.
That's
about.
all I
no,
heard.
no.
That's the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
thing I got spoiled.
No,
was
there's
like,
there's a
No,
pretty big
no,
deal.
Rex
Robot has quite a bit of a.
is he
it's
more
intense.
OP than I thought?
It's not.
No.
He's just smart.
His brain is.
He's
Yeah.
and
Tony
also
Starkin.
well,
Like, honestly,
basically,
probably better than that.
Picture like like Ultron.
Angstrom.
Angstrom doesn't is.
Oh, he's just not dropping the bucket compared to Robot.
and also he's not that important going forward.
Because I thought Angstrom pretty well written, kind of made sense. Like, it wasn't like super intricate, his story.
No, he's got a good. It's a good like beginner villain.
Yeah, for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No,
It
because
is.
like, especially considering Mark's a Viltrumite, he still needs someone OP to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but
the fact that like he fights Angstrom again, and then like he knows he's gonna use the portals and
Yeah.
doesn't even get hit by a
Yeah.
portal.
Yeah.
I'm like,
He's
Mark
learned.
is the man.
you see him
Yeah,
learning.
yeah.
But yeah, no, there's the next season.
I think the robot thing will pan out next season.
I probably, and I think Thrag will get introduced probably at the end.
Yeah, I think so too.
But only introduction, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he's got
There's so much with him that like it becomes a
When is
focus.
T-Rex?
I think that'll be the beginning of next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how they're gonna start the next season because it's a
No,
it's a s-
no, they can't though because it's such a big thing with that. It's got to be the season after.
He comes back, dude.
Oh, yeah, maybe he probably gets leaked like dropped in season 4 and plays out in season 5. That's
5 or
my-
6 even. Yeah.
That's the thing is also because like there's so much comic left. It's like where
And there's
are
a
they
few
gonna fit these
callbacks
things
and-
in?
yeah.
And like certain characters show up and then show up again. It gets confusing.
Yeah.
But
Is Aaron Paul's character done? No.
Powerplex.
Powerplex.
Does
Mm,
I think
yeah.
Powerplex
Yeah, yeah,
shows
yeah.
up again, but not really like not a
yeah,
huge.
no,
It's
he's
not like
pretty
a
much
big-
done.
Yeah, because that was kind of like,
He was a mini arc, a little.
yeah.
It was a mini arc, and
It was
that's the
to
thing.
show that Invincible isn't all good.
Well, it's not like, it's just like his actions have consequences, and like,
Essentially.
there's aftermath to the.
It was kind of to pull people back into reality. And be
That's
like,
what it was.
By the way, he does flatten cities.
It was more of a grounding moment
Yeah.
to
I
like
do like
bring it
that
back to
Cecil
earth.
came to his senses, and then as he comes to his senses, just decides to keep Conquest. I'm like, you made the best decision to team with Mark again, and then you made the worst decision you could have ever made. I actually hope Conquest flatlines him instantly. Like, it wouldn't even be, it would literally be Conquest is going to grab Cecil, and then his head just pops off. Is how I'm guessing.
You'll find out next
You're
season.
gonna have a lot of fun until you read the comics.
Yeah.
But on that note, episode 45 was
Yeah,
great.
guys. This is
Hammer,
intense.
thanks for coming on. That was a crazy 15 minutes you planned to stay for.
Yeah, man.
No, yeah, it was crazy.
he's
Hour
like-
and a half?
he's
Holy
like, I
fuck,
don't
gotta go
want
eat
to-
dinner.
He's like, I don't want. He's like, I'm not. I can't pod. Well, and then we're like, just do like 10 minutes. Worst case, you can leave. Hour and a half later, he's like, I don't want to stop. We'll have you on again though, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
Anytime.
First one of the year.
Yeah, so
There you go.
So
that's kind of on us. I mean, it's
yeah,
mostly on
I like
me,
we didn't
but
even touch on it, but like, fuck it. Who
We're gonna-
cares?
we-
We're back. We're
We've
gonna
been dealing
try.
with some shit. We're gonna deal with some shit. And
We didn't even
we're
talk about
here.
what we've been up to.
No,
Nothing.
That's fine. It was all trash.
Maybe next time we'll do like a callback. We'll talk about
Yeah,
maybe.
probably.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Thank you for watching.
Okay,
Camera's
love you
over
guys.
there.
Take it easy,
See ya.
folks.
All right.
Bye.